soul, our higher self, sees that aerial view. It sees the whole vista. It sees what's possible in our life, and it knows how to direct us to get us there. Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. So in this video, I want to talk about the difference between doing what we feel like we should do versus doing what we actually want to do, and how, especially as a creative person, but really in any area of your life, it can be really challenging to kind of ignore what family, culture, society, colleagues, friends, what people are saying. This is what you should do, especially when those people are folks that you really respect, and instead stand in your own understanding and your own grounding of, this is what I actually want to do though. And so I'm gonna dig into that in this video. It came because I was having a coaching session with a client of mine, and we were talking about how to prepare creatively for 2024. And she shared with me someone's video, which was all about essentially leveraging all of the new year, new me people who kind of use January 2024 to get their life together. And they go to YouTube to find the advice and the support to help them get on track. And this advice is amazing. This is an amazing way to think about leveraging your channel, especially if it comes naturally to you, and especially if the idea of doing it feels really exciting. Then that's amazing, right? But if there's any resistance to that idea, and if there's something that actually feels way more exciting to do instead, I want to talk about why it's really important that you listen to that idea. Before we go any further, thank you Patreon people for your support. It means a lot. Subscribers, thanks for hanging out every week. Community, there'll be weekly group coaching calls. We'll be in a WhatsApp group together. We'll do live trainings together. It's gonna be a good time. So if you're interested, you can join in the link in my description box. All right, back into this video. And so in this particular instance, this example, right? This person, this YouTube creator, who himself had huge audience, tons of subscribers, really compelling, very well edited videos, right? He was saying, listen, I'm an expert in this. I am embodying my expertise. Look at my channel. You see how my channel is growing, right? This is the thing that you can do, and these are the best practices that you can leverage to grow your channel in the same way. I think it's so important whenever we listen to anyone outside of ourselves, because I truly believe that we are our own ultimate, highest, best self and guide. We know what's best for us always. So whenever we say, I'm gonna look outside of myself to get some kind of advice or expertise, I think it is so important that the person you are looking to is truly embodying what it is that you want, right? So if you want someone to support you in growing your YouTube channel, then you should listen to someone who has been able to do that. For me and my coaching and my support, it's really focused on the energy you have while you're creating. So for me, I think it's so important that you feel so excited and so connected to what you're making, and you are sending out a frequency that really represents what you want to be and who you want to be in your best self. Because I believe the frequency is the most important thing, and what we send out into the world is what we get back. So if we are creating, we want to really make sure we're aligned to a really high frequency. And so I hope that in my videos, that's exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm sharing from a really high frequency. I'm being really authentic. I'm being really vulnerable in what I share. And so my invitation is that for folks who want to work with me, if they have that similar goal, right? If they also want to create from this place of love and joy and authenticity, then I can support them in bringing that part of themselves to fruition. But one thing I do feel some self-consciousness about is around, okay, but can we translate that into YouTube numbers? Can we translate that into subscribers, into success? And to what extent can we actually be successful doing what we want to do? And I think that's kind of the key thing when it comes to listening to people who say, this is what you should do to be successful, when you maybe want to do something else. Because when we are looking at what we should do, we have so many examples and we have so many reasons, and we have a long list of justifications that say this is why I should listen to this person, right? Because if I listen to them, I'll get X many subscribers and X many views and X many brand partnerships and X many opportunities. And it becomes really clear what we would get, and it becomes really clear what we would lose. So we similarly are saying, if I don't do what this person is saying I should do, I'll lose the money, I'll lose the opportunities, I'll lose the subscribers, and then I'll have no one to blame but myself because I knew what I should have done and I didn't do it. And of course, we want to remain safe, we want to be successful, we don't want to make mistakes, we don't want to have regrets. And so when someone's saying, listen to me and you won't have any regrets, it's a very appealing thing to do. On the other hand, you have this voice in your heart that's saying, this is what I actually want to do though. This is what really excites me though. This is what like something in me is like, oh, wouldn't that be so fun? And in my relationship to like the spiritual world and everything I've read and seen, the most important thing is to listen to your intuition, especially when it comes to the things that you're really excited about. Because it's this excitement that is the language of your soul. Like you being really excited, really looking forward to doing something, that's your soul communicating to you. If you follow this path, you are going to be so happy. Your soul has the whole landscape. I just got a new upgrade on my Mac, and it features this gorgeous screensaver that's like this aerial view of like this gorgeous landscape. And it clicked when I was looking at it. Like, to be here on earth, to be in our life, is to be on the ground level. We're like in it. We're on the day-to-day, right? Our soul, our higher self, sees that aerial view. It sees the whole vista. It sees what's possible in our life, and it knows how to direct us to get us there. Because it also wants us to get there. It doesn't want us to be struggling and suffering and in jobs we don't like, and doing activities that like don't really fill our soul, and talking to people that we can't really stand. Like our higher self is like, girl, I see the landscape. I know exactly where you want to go. Let me help you get there. And the way it does that is through these pings of like, this is really exciting. This is really exciting. And it can be small things. It can be really simple things. Like, for instance, I've been talking about this book, I Am the Word, that I've been reading, and it's been amazing, phenomenal, like one of the best books I've ever read, right? There's no reason that I should have known about this book and should be reading it. The only reason it happened is I was reading this other book, and I was reading that book to sort of raise my consciousness level. I had this instinct to listen to this one channeler. So I watched one of his interviews and it was great. And I was like, oh, I want a little bit more. And so I went on this other podcast page where he had been interviewed. And I just started scrolling through because I saw he had so many interviews and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I was just scrolling through, no agenda, no objective. I just felt like scrolling through. I see this name, Paul Selig or Selig, however you say it. And I'm like, huh. And I literally just type that man's name into my library app, see he's got all these books, and just start downloading them. Like, I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, did I see that name somewhere else? I don't know. I don't question it. I felt called to click. I downloaded that book, and the book has been changing and transforming my life. It's amazing. And so it doesn't need to be these big things like sell all your stuff and move to a foreign country, or like break up with your person, or like quit the job. It's these small things that say, ooh, I'm kind of curious, I'm kind of excited about this or that. If we listen to these little pings and follow that path, we will be led exactly where we want to be. It's really miraculous and it's really amazing and beautiful. The thing is, of course, is that you can't see where it's heading. And I love to listen to Daryl Anka, who channels this person named Bashar. And the thing about how Daryl Anka talks about sort of listening to your intuition is that you don't want to hold any expectation of what you're going to be getting on the other side. You just want to take this moment for what it is and say, in this moment, I'm feeling really excited to this thing. And you just do it until something else becomes more exciting, and you just keep following these breadcrumbs, right? Because the whole idea is you may have this thing that you want, and you may have all of these subconscious beliefs about why you can't actually get it. And so if you were to make a straight beeline towards getting this thing, all of these voices would pop up saying, I don't know, can you really afford that? Is that actually really a good idea for you? Are you gonna be able to have friends if you do this thing? Like, there's all of these, you know, reasons from ourselves that wants to keep ourselves safe. We love to be safe. But there are all these reasons that say these things that we say we want consciously actually maybe aren't so great of an idea. And so if we were to head towards it, we wouldn't actually achieve it. And so our higher self knows that. And it's like, all right, girl, I'm gonna take you on this little windy path so you can just bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit get to exactly where you wanna be. And it happens in this way that has so much synchronicity, so many miracles, so much joy, and it will absolutely blow you away. And I feel like it's the kind of thing that you need to experience, right? You need to see for yourself that when you listen to your intuition, when you listen to your instincts, you are rewarded for it. And the more evidence you have of being rewarded when you listen to yourself, the easier it'll be to actually listen and disregard the shoulds coming from external sources, even if the shoulds make intellectual sense. And so I was talking about this to my client yesterday because she had mentioned to me, okay, here's this way I want to sort of do a strategy in 2024. And I was like, all right, great. Like, if you're excited about that, I'm going to support you in what you're excited to do, right? And then when I brought it up to her again, she was like, yeah, I'm actually not feeling so jazzed about it. And then I explained that framework about what you think you should do versus what you actually want to do. And she responded, that's why I hired you as a coach, Chimdi, you know? And that made me feel really good because I know that there are so many people who are offering support to creatives, offering support to YouTubers. And I think what sets me apart is that, well, I will provide that strategy and we can talk about best practices and we can work on thumbnails and titles and all these things. Ultimately, I feel like my role is to really listen and connect to what you and your higher self really want, in the direction you really want to go in, and then be that champion of your actual heart and of your actual passions and your actual desires, and let you know, yes, the thing that you are excited about, the thing that you believe in, the thing that you think is possible, but you maybe are a little scared, yes, you can do it, and I will walk with you side by side to help make that happen. And so I feel like I am being rewarded because I love coaching, and that I'm getting to do so much coaching, and I am being handsomely rewarded for all of my coaching. And so I feel like my actual life is such an embodiment of this understanding that when you do the thing that you love to do, that you do easily, that you do for fun, it will be more than you can even imagine, like in terms of the rewards and the financial success and the ease and all of these things. So that is my video for you today. I hope it was resonant. If you want to join me in January for the month and create together, you can sign up in the link in my description box. Let me know in the comments, do you have examples of times when you did what you should do instead of what you actually wanted, and then realized you should have maybe done what you wanted to do? I feel like we all know that. I feel like the Jim Carrey example always comes up with these conversations because he gave a commencement speech where he talked about how his dad wanted to be a comedian, but he was like, no, what I should do is be an accountant so that I can have money for my family. Then he ended up getting fired from that job, and then they ended up struggling anyway. And so he's like, you can fail doing what you are supposed to do, so you might as well give yourself a chance doing what you actually want to do. And then his son, being Jim Carrey, this famous comedian, now spiritual teacher, is like a perfect evidence of that. All right. That's it from me, y'all. Bye.